everyone. Hi, and thanks for joining us at the Meyer Studio Sketch Club live. We're excited to have you with us. My name is Cindy, and this is Jason. Izzy is busy doing a theater monologue and homework, so we are running the show tonight. So what we're going to do tonight is finish up the two last youths that we have, and we're going to be doing them each for 10 minutes for sketches. And before we start, Jason's going to go over some tips and tricks. So grab your pencils and paper and let's get sketching.
Hello everybody, good evening. Lovely Thursday evening for some of the country anyway. Some of the other not so much. But if you're seeing me, hearing us, then we can sketch. So let's head over to the iPad. And so this is the first one we'll be looking at tonight, Izzy. What you'll see me start with is a 5-minute start. And let's see, let's get an appropriate teacher color there. There we go. There we go. So try to find sides of the objects. If you want the head to, well then, right, it's got to match up. It's got to match up. It's got to match up. And then, so even if you're a little bit off, as long as you have these things matching, it'll be okay. Okay, and sometimes that's referred to as symmetry, you know, working symmetrical. When I work this shoulder, work that shoulder, even if I can't see it, I'm thinking about that shoulder. Right? When I do this side of the neck, I'm thinking the other side as well. Okay, and so it's a way of thinking in 3-dimension. And I remember when I first started, they said, "Oh, you just will begin to see it." And I thought, what kind of answer is that? But it's true. It's true. Can we make her feel like she's going around? Like we're going around. We're going up and over. Oops, too soon. Up and over and back. So there's a back coming up, going across, turning back around. Okay, so those are the ideas, and you're going to see how we do it with mass is with the simple forms. Right? Simple forms. All right, let's see what else we're doing tonight. Tonight. Uh-oh. Is he running the mafia? Is he a bank robber? I don't know, man. Don't know. Looks like this is some powerful little guy, man. Looks like he's the head of the organization. The head of the organization. And here, we've got some great hints. Right? We don't want to do a circle there. This is an ellipse. We want to think of it going around, right? Think of it in 3-dimension. So when we see this, with this being near and this being behind the face, behind the head. Okay, and even as this mask is there, can you see the shadow? It still follows. It never ceases. We've got the leading shoulder going through. Okay. Want to make sure those eyebrows, those glasses, the nose, and even the chin. Right? And then if the hat's sitting a little crooked, that's okay. Might even add a little personality. Right? If you get it too stiff, I don't know. So you might want to think of just making sure that hat's tilted a little bit. And don't forget, he's looking over his shoulders. Eagle eye there. Eagle eye. All right. Can you make it so that we can feel the volume? Volume. All right. So that's what I'll be thinking about tonight. That's what you'll be seeing me think about. That's what I thought about earlier. There we go. How's it going? Is everything okay?
Yep, just typing with one hand so I can get in the reference images.
Oh, which brings me to the next subject. If you're interested, want to use these reference images a little more, you can find them on our website, jasonmeyer.com. Under Sketch Club, just hover there, and you should see the reference library. And that's where you can get into access to the reference images.
Yay!
Yay! All right. Well, I think we're nice and warmed up. You guys just ready to start sketching? See what you guys can do tonight with these youths.
Yes.
All these youths.
Hi, Tom.
All right. Let's see. I think that's the one we need. So we're going to start with Iz here. And we're going to have about 10 minutes on her tonight. 10 minutes. And since I want you really focusing in on her, what I'll be doing here is checking the shoulders and then getting that background in there. Right? And that background's going to be a gray, a number 3 gray. I'll do that vine charcoal and a stump. And then with my eraser, my number 2 value, and my number 4 value, we'll get her some light and shadow going.
Cute model.
Not too bad. Not too bad. Definitely a convenient model. If the mood is right. If the mood is right.
Yes.
Again, sometimes I'll pick something that's not so critical to kind of warm up and get going. Right? Don't jump in with the most critical part. Allow yourself to kind of warm up, tune up, get the blood pumping. Right? Get those ideas clear in your mind about what you're up to. And you guys see as that gray gets covered over that background, her face is going to pop. It's going to have more impact. And even more so when I get some of that dark number 4 on there. So with the stump, just making sure to even out the tone a bit. Right, taking that activity, that variety out. We want to save that variety for where we want them to look. And if they're looking in the background, well, guess what? It's not background. So let's make sure our background is background, our foreground is foreground, and there's no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
He does this the whole time. And like in class, he just buries his head. Bo is in my lap and he tucks his head between my hip and my arm and just snuggles the whole time. So therefore I cannot move my left arm.
Ouch.
Ow.
Oof. Oof, oof. So guys, can you see how just evening that background out so we can clearly see the light makes such a huge difference? Such a huge difference. Take any of that light little spots away so it's not distracting in the end. So we are getting the online course up and running. We experimented with going live and doing live demos there today. It looks like we've got that figured out. I've got the March classes up. I've got the March class for the A group and the March class for the B group, both of them up.
Exciting.
So it's available for pre-sale if you wanted to sign up for next month's classes. You can do it all right there. And then we're going to have all the content for our classes come right there, so you'll have access to them and always know where they are. Don't have to worry about where to save them, how to save them. Convenient.
There we go.
So we do have a free preview of our first charcoal course. The fundamental forms, and that's where I'll talk about the sphere and the cube and the cylinder and the cone. How to light them, the anatomy of each one, what they're made of. And then we'll practice them. So you can have the first 7 lessons for free. And if you like what you see, then you can continue with the full course.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
All right. Yeah, I got her shoulder too big, gave her a hunchback. But that's okay. All that means is I need to push in with that number 3 value, right? So when something looks wrong, I try to see what sort of value fix there is. Do I need to expand my number 2 value? Do I need to expand my number 3 value? Shrink my number 2 value? Did I forget the number 1 value? I'm trying to solve every problem I have in terms of value. Value shapes, value edges, value transitions. What do you value?
Susan commented.
Ah, the online school. So, we're working on that. I actually, yeah, let us work on it and see. I may set up a course for a one-time payment. You hit this, or if you want to be with a monthly subscription, hit this one. But give us a day or two on that. Let me see if we can't figure that out for sure. All right, learning on the fly here. Learning to ride the dirt bike, 35 miles an hour. Why I pick the vegetables. What could possibly go wrong? What could go wrong?
At least you have a helmet.
Do I?
Well,
Do I?
Your hair.
Yeah. Kinda. Kinda. I've grown a helmet. Part fern.
Fern.
So with my number 4 value, I can come in here and then pick the shadows out, make things a little bit clearer. Again, the sketch club's not about getting anything perfect or even great. It's just about stretching your shoulder, getting those artistic muscles up and working. I remember when I was in school and I would see the teachers draw. I loved it and I hated it. I loved it and they were just saying it like, well, this is all you do, da 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 da. And yet it was like magic was coming out of their fingers. Because I did it and it didn't look like that. It did not look like that. But like anything, this is a skill that can be learned. Some patience, some study, and some practice. It can be learned.
Yep.
The A and B groups, there's I just set them up. I haven't we haven't divided people into groups yet, so we'll be probably doing that. When do I get to see you again? Are we working together tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Are you gone? Are you here all day?
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have those groups set. How's the saying goes?
After class. It won't be before class.
Yeah. After, how's the saying go? God willing and the creek don't rise. I don't bet on too much these days. I just say I'll try. We'll see what happens. We'll see. If the aliens don't land, probably. Probably. So I hope you guys can see it. If you weren't able to see it here on the rewind when we watch it back, notice how that when you put that number 4 dark, it starts to pull off from that number 3 gray. And so same with the tone of the paper. So you can see how those things kind of separate out. And then it's just a matter of being clear of what's number 4, what's number 3. How does number 4 meet number 3 here? You know, it's a lot of 1, 2, 3, 4. You know. That 1, 2, 3, 4, they get into all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff. Sometimes good, sometimes not so good. It's always an adventure with those 4. Always an adventure.
Oh, yes.
Who doesn't like to draw a little side eye? Huh? Who wants to say drawing side eye is not fun? Come on. Side eye through glasses and a mask? Test your forms. Test your forms. Remember, if you're sketching and you'd like to share, we'd love to see it. We would love to see what you're doing.
Yeah.
On Maya Studio. We're super excited about what's happening with the school. I don't know if you heard Susan. I think maybe you hadn't come in yet, but we tested the lives out yet, and it looks like we can run all of our live meetings through there. I don't want to say it too soon, but I think it's going to be glorious. It's going to be glorious. Not YouTube this, Facebook that. You're on the wrong page. You showed up at the wrong building. Don't you know your way around this interweb? I had no idea. I got no idea. So as long as I find myself to school every morning, I should be okay. I guess I still have to show up at the right class, huh? I hope
Yes.
that does it for me.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. Well, one way or another, you be sure I'll show up. You know that for sure. Know that for sure. So Izzy's out. E is up.
Where's E?
So we're going to cover that one up
Okay.
and then open this one up.
Oh, okay. Mr. E.
Mr. E. So this guy and Izzy's gone to school together since kindergarten. And they're going to be graduating 6th grade here in just a few months.
That's so crazy.
And this particular kid here, he had more personality when I met him in kindergarten than I ever had in my entire life. And he still has more personality, more cool. He's a cool cat if I've ever met one. So luckily he's one of 2 kids in Izzy's little study pod. We get to see the kid a couple of times a week. So that's been nice. So that's why I vote for the criminal mastermind. I spent time with the guy. But you know, sometimes when you are doing these portraits and stuff, especially for practice, try to see if you can't see it as a character, right? It may help you feel into it a little more. 'Cause the kind of more you can put into it, the more personality you can give them, the stronger the drawing is going to be. So if you have to exaggerate a tilt, exaggerate a turn, throw that side eye a little further sideways than it really was, hey, it's in the name of art. It's in the name of art. I had one teacher that used to say, I don't care. Lie, cheat, or steal. Just give me a good painting. Just give me a good painting. So, I don't know if my philosophy is quite that liberal, but a good painting's important. Are you guys getting a handle of value patterns yet? Most of our lives we think in line because we're thinking in contours. And here we're drawing and thinking in mass tones. And each of those mass tones, we divide them into 4 of them. A white mass tone, a tone of the paper, a gray mass tone that we make with vine charcoal in the stump, and then a dark mass tone that I'm making right now with my compressed charcoal. And then with those four, I want to create patterns across the canvas that are going to entertain the nerves of the eyeball. Nerves of the eyeball. It doesn't really matter what the people like. If you entertain those eyeball nerves, they're going to like it. They're going to like it. Make those eyeball nerves happy, and the brain will go, oh, I like that for da-da-da-da-da-da. Just knows it likes it. And when you can find something that you can really grab a hold of that's very descriptive, do that. Right? But then make sure that not everything else is as descriptive as that. Right? In other words, where do we want them to end? What's going to be the most descriptive? Right? That's one way of thinking of focal point. What's going to have the most visual impact? All right, I ride around in the car with Cindy and Izzy all the time. Just, that is so visually impactful. It's overwhelming. But it is, it's everywhere. Once you learn to see beauty and see these patterns, it's amazing how much beauty the world contains.
Mm-hmm.
An empty room, a bird, a leaf, a forest, a wife holding a dog. Hubba hubba. Okay, so we got to make sure that these masks fit over their face. So they have to be a little bit larger because their face contained in it. They're little cute faces that we're not allowed to say are little and cute anymore because they're almost in middle school.
Yep.
So they don't go for that anymore. That ain't cool. Just taking these simple shapes and trying to make them as cool as Ethan. Try to make them as cool as E. Right? Can you get a light dark pattern to look as cool as he does? I'm having a hard time. I'm having a hard time doing it. Oh. Is it a texture thing, Susan? She says, I love to draw, but I have to confess the touching of the charcoal is like fingernails on a chalkboard to me. And you know, you can set up so you don't have to touch it, just using your stump and things like that, or use gloves. But it's that smear and that toning factor is what does it. Yeah, the texture. All right, well, I don't know what to say about that. I don't know how to help. Maybe you're going to have to go.
Tactile?
Yeah, she might have to go into some training. So, see, how are we going to train Susan to like charcoal? So, you need to keep, I don't know what you do at night, whether you read or watch a little TV or watch the stars. Just get a little sandpaper, and at night, pet the sandpaper. Just pet the sandpaper. After a couple of weeks of that, man, that charcoal, that'll be nothing.
Oh my God.
That'll be nothing.
Like a cat's tongue. Wow.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I got things that kind of creep me out, so
Yeah.
I'm not about to say get over it or tell you how to get over it. I don't know.
Do you like to like finger paint? Did you used to do things or like mud things with your hands?
You. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe buy some good gloves, I think.
Yeah.
Some nice soft gloves on the inside. Nice soft gloves on the inside.
That's funny.
But you know, it's funny. It's not the texture of the charcoal. Sometimes it's the sound on the paper that just, I can just grinds on me. I shouldn't admit that as much as I work in char. But even when I'm recording these, sometimes it'll make scratch a certain way, and it's just like, ugh. It's everything I can do not to lose my lunch. Like, that's just disturbing. So unnatural. So unnatural.
Yes, it's specifically charcoal.
For some reason, yeah. You know what, Susan? It might be different on a little different texture of paper too. If I'm being completely honest, that the paper that we work on here, it works very good visually, but I hate the way it feels. I hate the paper that I love the best. It's a BFK Reeves or something like that. But it's very expensive. It's very expensive, but it just feels so good. This to me is kind of like, well, never mind. We're gonna stop that there. Let's just get over it. Let's get through it.
We can do it. We can do
I don't need to give other people phobias of this thing.
No. You're not gonna want to touch it.
But I like the warm tone over the gray tone, and the smooth texture is part of what I don't like, but it is easier to get back to the tone of the paper with a smooth texture than it is a rough texture. So there's plus and minuses, and we just got to work through it. Yeah, Rives. Right. I think that's it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Rives. There you go. I had to look up a little bit. You got it. Yeah, I actually have some shoved under my bed there. I have to admit, I have a hard time spending money. So I buy this paper and I shove it, and it's like, I can't wait, I can't use it. Oh my gosh, use it. Just use it.
I do that.
So, whoa, that happened fast, huh? Hey, I look good. I've never looked so good. Wait a minute, I liked it better the other way. I feel a lot cooler. All right. Were you guys able to get some of those gestures, some of the head tilt, some of the neck twist, one shoulder in front of the other shoulder? Did you guys get that? Let's check the rewind out and see how it went. So again, notice how much that background really affects. Man, she just pops. And then I'm even things out, and then I'll come in with my eraser to clean things up, and the compressed charcoal. So if you guys are in class and don't have a student account on the online school yet, make sure to get that, because maybe as soon as this weekend I'm going to be testing things out, and I'm going to be doing that by doing live demos on there, and that'll be free. A free preview. So if you're enrolled in the class or not enrolled in classes, if you want to jump on that online, you'll have access to some of these free demos I do as I find my way around the school. Okay, and from time to time there'll be other free things available. So when I ask you to set up an account, you don't have to pay anything, but you'll need that to even get to the freebies. All right, so we're in the process of kind of lining everything up over there, and then anything we do on Facebook or YouTube will be special programs.
Well, there we
Where's
go.
it going?
In the middle.
Can we make it bigger?
Sure.
We should scream it from the rooftops. Let's try it again.
Yay! Oh my gosh.
I was fondly speaking, not literally.
Dad jokes.
All right. We got any other announcements, baby?
Nope.
We're all set?
Class in the morning. We'll be back here on Facebook for Sketch Club on Sunday.
Sunday evening. We're going to start it again, so make sure to include. If you haven't checked out the online school yet, check that out. We're going to have some free stuff going on. If you're enrolled in our classes, maybe as soon as March, everything will be through there. So make sure you get your student account set up. And we will see you guys soon. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Bye-bye. Good night.